Stirring the coffee with the $2.99 milk frother from IKEA, using the vortex method. The only true way, well, I'm not sure if it's the true way to optimize the taste of my coffee at the molecular level, but it's worth giving it a shot. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, mushroom coffee, stirred with the $2.99 milk frother from IKEA. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Yeah, way to go. Very cold out this morning. We were supposed to wake up to snow. Friends who live 40 miles away told me that they were getting slammed with snow, and I'm not seeing any snow on the deck at all. It's cold out. It's pretty frosty on the deck, but I don't see any accumulation. Hopefully, the last day of the flu. It's been a pain in the neck, and some realities have come to me while I have been housebound, and I'll share those with you probably in the next week. Nothing like being in bed most of the day and what goes through your head when you're sick. When you start to recover, some truths start revealing themselves. And a big one whacked me across the head today as I woke up at 4:30. There was just a huge truth, and I'll share that with you next week. Definitely. The hair, I did not intend to have a faux hawk today, but as you know, I don't do anything. I don't take a shower. I just wake up, I roll out of the sack, make coffee, and I do the Daybreak Show, which is kind of like the opposite of what everyone else in the world does when they prepare for their shows. I would imagine that in the future, if I do a later day show, that it'll be a little more sophisticated. But I enjoy talking to you first thing in the morning while my thoughts are fresh. But yes, the hair is different almost every day. Today, I just call this courtesy of the pillow. Love lost, such a cost. Give me things that don't get lost, like a coin that won't get tossed, rolling home to you. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you. Neil Young, 1972. Half of all your prayer can be compared to a man who jumps off a cliff, just jumps off, and on his way down says, "Dear God, can you please turn off gravity for me?" Just for me? Do it just for me? You can't ask God to suspend the laws of nature once you've done something stupid. Understand me? Ever look at a hunk of meat? Ever look at a hunk of meat and get excited about the bone that's in it and how great that bone broth is going to be? It's almost as if the meat is something that you have to put up with until you roast and then boil that bone and get the marrow and create a beautiful bone broth. There's times when I will buy a roast, literally, and the bone is the thing, that big giant bone, all the marrow in it. That was the thing that sold me on getting that particular cut of beef. It wasn't so much the meat, but it was the bone. That's another good thing too about buying a big bone-in roast. You could buy bones at the market, and sure, you can buy boneless cuts of meat, but when you buy a piece of meat that has a big honking bone in it, do what you want with the meat. Make a roast out of it, dry it, make biltong, make jerky, but never throw the bone out. Boil that bone for 3 hours. Throw in some spices. Healing, comforting, good for you, good for your hair, your skin, your nails. It's good. Connective tissue. It's wonderful. Again, here's my weekly admonition. You're not depressed You're discouraged, so stop believing the BS. You don't need meds or therapy. You need courage. Ladies, you add to yourself by subtracting the tattoos. It might be time to start removing the tattoos one at a time. Think about it. It's going to hurt probably more than when you got them, most likely. But you're investing in yourself for the first time in a long time. And it is a fact that tattoo removal right now, nationwide, tattoo removal nationwide is a bigger industry than the tattooing industry. And for the past 10, 15 years, people are getting sleeves. Divorced women are getting wings on their shoulders and all this kind of stuff. Do things that add value to you. I've seen the most beautiful women in the world ugly up their bodies with ink. It may seem strange right now for you to hear me saying that, but you might think about it a little bit later down the road. I'm dead serious, and I'm not making fun of anybody, and I'm not being a jerk. Ladies, what is the biggest apprehension about the man that you're with? I'm taking a poll. 19% said him cheating on me. 36% said his inability to earn. 15% said he doesn't listen to me or consider me. 30% said he's not the man I met. Looks like Prince Harry and Meghan are poised to return to Canada for a significant portion of 2020 as they actively consider their future in the royal family. I guarantee you this was not Prince Harry's idea. She felt sidelined, not him. They're moving because she is doing the classic abusive female behavior, alienating him from his family. That's right out of the playbook. This can also be classic abusive male behavior or classic abusive behavior. But this is right out of the abuser's handbook. Isolate them from their family. Weakens them. Makes them depend on you more. Now, who didn't see that coming? Are you the man you were meant to be? Think about that. You can be better than you are. You can. Some people will hammer you and make fun of you, thinking that that's going to motivate you when that's actually their strange, perverted need to put people down. There's entire channels, YouTube channels that are created just to put other people down for their decisions. Pretty crazy, huh? You can be better. You can be better. Just between you and I, you can be better, can't you? I can be better. But you're not going to get better because someone was breaking your balls, making fun of you, mocking you, calling you names. You get better when you get tired of being where you're at. That's why I talk about constructive discontent. When you are tired of being, what do they say? Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? You can be better than you are, and you know it. And maybe I've planted some seeds with you over the weeks and months and years here. Some can handle their alcohol, some can't. So here's my advice to you if you can't handle alcohol. Put down your smartphone, close your laptop. Think about all the nice things that you currently have in your life. Now picture yourself without those things, sitting alone in a room without those things. Alone in a room without those things. How do you feel? Not good, right? We'll get used to that then, because that's going to be how you feel every single day if you keep drinking. Some people can handle their alcohol, some people can't. Which one are you? You can't have an ideological solution to a spiritual problem. Feminism, as we know it today, is a spiritual problem. You can't rearrange spiritual DNA or you end up being a mutant. Things are out of order. The logos is the order, but people are afraid to say it for fear of sounding religious. Don't be afraid to be religious. Don't be afraid. That's your problem, no one else's. Logos is divine order. Divine order. And you have it built within you. When I say Logos is rising, that's the resurgence of the what I would call divine order, traditional order. It's the rise of nature's law. It's rising like the sun will rise in a short time out here and where you are. It's beautiful. It illuminates. It doesn't put down. It doesn't belittle. It doesn't discriminate. Don't be afraid of the logos, the reason, the divine order rising in your life. Isn't it funny how the truth is considered offensive in this day and age? Hence my, if you want to be edgy, tell the truth. Does anyone remember Albany and Troy, New York in the 70s? They had a very vibrant rock and roll scene. Edgy, some punk. Not necessarily classic rock. There was a lot of experimental rock going on. There were storefront rock and roll clubs. Literally like a store, like an old pharmacy would close down and somebody bought it and turned it into like a black box club inside with a small stage on it. A rock and roll club where you would see people like Rick Derringer, David Essex, Jerry Rafferty. So different than the big concert venues in New York, in the upstate New York area like SPAC and the Palace Theater. If you remember some of those small rock and roll clubs, let me know down below. That would be kind of cool to see if you ever experienced them in Albany or in the city where you grew up. And with that, finish your coffee, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show, the home of sanity, clarity, and reason.